A first impression is the event where you encounter a person, or in the case of today's video, a film, and form an opinion of it. Everyone has a different first impression, making it hard to cater to everyone when creating films. When talking about films, I think Clive Owens has a great and relevant quote here. In the movies, first impressions are everything. Or to put it less dramatically, in the movies there are no later impressions without a first impression, because you will have stopped watching. I think a great exemplar of first impressions can be seen across the decades of Star Wars. If, like me, the first film you saw was A New Hope, you develop nostalgia and attachment to the original themes of Star Wars. Younger kids may have seen The Phantom Menace first and enjoyed that, explaining the recent uptick in love for the prequels. And in the future, kids may grow up with Rey and The Mandalorian and have no idea about the films before. You can see how easily different people can have different impressions of the same thing, from an older fan looking at episode 1 to a child who found the trailer funny, looking back at it fondly. It's one film but can have hundreds of different impressions. Let's continue with Star Wars, but let's talk about The Force Awakens. Catering. There are a lot of arguments about the film pandering to audiences, but what I find most interesting is the poster. Jesse Eisenberg has a quote: "The scariest people to turn a movie over to are the people who make the poster, because that's the first impression the film is going to make, and it's often very different from the one the actors did." When I show you these three posters, they are wildly different films, yet with similar posters. Mutants, Space Samurai, and Flying Carpets, yet the posters are the same. If you were to look at Matt Damon films, all of your posters are just your face with some text. Or you know what makes a great impression? A mysterious character's back facing away from the camera. How about just an eye? None of these film posters really stand out, and yet Avatar became the highest grossing film ever. Is it because the poster represents the movie better than anything else here? Is it because of Cameron's established name or marketing of the film? There have been a few posters that I love that I wanted to talk about. Really, it's why I made this video. Parasite. When I first saw the poster, the censored faces, the body in the corner, and the title, I was led to believe it was a horror film, but after seeing the film, it has a completely different feel. In contrast, the poster for Midsommar portrays a nice field when in reality it's probably the scariest horror film of that year. First impressions can often be wrong, and another inspiration for this topic was the recent discussion around Cyberpunk, a game that as a film nerd I hadn't heard too much about or followed too deeply, but played and enjoyed. Did the hype give a stronger first impression than the game could ever live up to? In this video I've asked a lot of questions, and now I wanted to give some answers. Hi, I'm Peter, and this is my first YouTube video. What can you expect here? Well, as a young man interested in film and pursuing study and work in the industry in 2021, you can expect a lot of content around film, video essays, watching reactions, reviews, and such. I also have some vlogs that I've been filming for at least a year and a half now, so I may upload some of those in my free time. Going forward, you can expect at least one video a week, hopefully, as well as vlogs every so often. Friday will be the regular upload day, with vlogs on Tuesdays, again, whenever I have time. So I am pursuing study and work in the film industry and taking you on that journey with future vlogs and videos. Hopefully, my first impression was good, and if so, consider subscribing with notifications on.